I've owned a 3D printer for a couple of years. I don't do a great deal of printing. I probably use only about 2 reels of filament a year. I mostly use the printer for producing things around the home or for one of my other hobbies of music or electronics, etc. I exclusively use PETG filament. I initially tried different types of filament, but found that this one worked the best for me. Up until a couple of weeks ago, I hadn't had any thought in relationship to filament absorbing moisture. Up until this point, I would open up the package of filament, put it on the spool, on the 3D printer, and just leave it there. And it may be several months or several weeks in between the print jobs. I came across this web page where the author clearly indicated how to build a drying box. Fortunately, the box that he uses is also available here in New Zealand, so I was able to follow his instructions exactly. I followed his design, but you'll note that the central spindle is not quite complete. We had a power cut after it had been printing for a number of hours and the very end of it was not printed, but it works nevertheless. This shows exactly the same part printed before the drying box on the top and after the drying box on the bottom. Exactly the same settings were used in Cure. Again, the before is on the top and the after is on the bottom. What is really noticeable about the one on the top is the amount of stringing there is. In these two parts, the stringing is also a little bit difficult to see, but on the top one, which is before the drying box, it is much more evident than the one on the bottom. This again is a comparison between the two parts. The one on the left printed before the drying box, the one on the right printed after. As I've already said, exactly the same settings were used in Cura, and nothing else was different other than the printing filament being stored in the drying box. As can be seen in the pictures, there is a very significant improvement in the print quality after the filament was dried. I had no idea that such a small change would make such a big difference to the print quality. Thank you for watching. I hope that some of this was of interest. Thank you.